Oil prices surged over 5% on Monday as the worst attack on Israel since the Yom Kippur War in 1973. That sent shockwaves across the Middle East region, which is home to almost a third of global crude oil supply. Meanwhile, the precious metals, including gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, which are everyone's favorite trade in times of crisis, they rocketed, regaining their safe haven status. A long list of the world's most powerful Wall Street banks, from Goldman Sachs to JP Morgan to Bank of America, they have described the current economic climate as the golden age of trading. This comes as no surprise given that today's highly macro-driven markets, they are fueling one of the greatest wealth creation opportunities of our lifetime. Data shows that 1 in 2 people, they have turned to trading to protect and diversify their wealth, as well as to capitalize on the biggest macro themes driving the markets right now. Everything from re-accelerating inflation, the global energy shock 2.0, to an escalating global food crisis, which is sending agricultural prices skyrocketing to all-time record highs. And just in case that wasn't enough to keep traders busy, the rise of new geopolitical risks in the Middle East, that has boosted expectations that commodity prices, they could surge and breach new record highs in the coming weeks after Israel declared war on Hamas. Throughout our reports, we've routinely highlighted that commodity markets, they will move in very predictable trends. This is presenting savvy traders with a series of highly lucrative week-to-week opportunities to profit from the huge macro-driven rallies, as well as the pullbacks. And once again, everything we identified with you, that has played out exactly as predicted. But make no mistake, this is not a buy and hold market. These exciting and fast-moving markets, they are creating the most optimized environment for traders, or as some of the world's most powerful Wall Street banks are calling it, the golden age of trading. So far this year, we have seen commodity markets notching up double-digit gains to the upside and the downside in a single week, not once, not twice, but on multiple occasions. For traders making money in these markets, it has never been so easy. The week-to-week, short-term, macro-driven trend we're seeing right now, that can literally be summarized by buy low, sell high, rinse, repeat, and do it all over again. Take this month, for example. We have seen explosive moves on every commodity imaginable, from the metals to the energies to agriculture, gifting traders with endless opportunities to capitalize on both sides of these big market moves to generate spectacular gains of 10% or higher in a single week, sometimes in a single day. You cannot talk about commodities without mentioning energies, and that's because everything from crude oil to gasoline to natural gas prices, they are whipping up an explosive money-making storm, firmly positioning the entire sector as one of the hottest in 2023. European natural gas prices, they have been racking up double-digit gains on consecutive weekly basis since mid-August. On Friday, European natural gas prices, they surged over 11% in a single day after workers of 2 of Chevron's biggest plants, they resumed strike action, threatening to disrupt global supplies. And according to economists, if the strike stops production at Chevron's 2 important facilities for roughly a month, around 15% of global supply, that could be lost. And that's a massive deal because the loss of supply will cause a domino effect. In fact, you only have to take a look at US natural gas prices, which closed at fresh 2023 record highs on Friday, up over 14% for the week. That's US natural gas's biggest weekly percentage gain so far this year, and we haven't even entered the winter months yet. That bullish momentum, it's spilled through into global energy markets, which has also pulled many other commodities up, including uranium, which is currently trading at the highest level since 2011. And the rally might not stop there. The higher energy prices go, the more expensive it becomes for companies to mine, produce, and transport essential commodities, which opens the door to a major squeeze in prices ahead. Looking ahead, the biggest opportunities on everyone's radar right now, that is crude oil, natural gas, and safe haven metals, including gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. According to Wall Street, multiple factors including retaliatory strikes, new international sanctions, or even OPEC halting its oil export in support of Palestine, that could very easily take millions of barrels off the market at a very critical time when global crude oil supplies, they have already been depleted by months of sharp production cuts by Saudi Arabia and Russia. Whichever way you look at it, it won't take much for oil prices to move significantly higher in this environment and surpass the key $100 a barrel level to pull many commodities higher with it. This is the time that traders, they wait decades for. It's times like these that make millionaires and billionaires out of regular people. as we transition through the final 3 months of the year, we are in one of the most exciting and rewarding times in history if you want to successfully navigate these markets and capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities ahead and build significant life-changing wealth. Then you need to use a research-driven approach. If you know how to connect the dots and position yourself in the right place at the right time, ready to capitalize on the huge money-making opportunities that are currently unfolding, then you will make a fortune and build significant life-changing wealth. Banks, hedge funds, they're making multi-billions capitalizing on the week-to-week macro-driven opportunities, and it's not so different for our clients at the Gold and Silver Club. The majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club are utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach. They've already made in excess of 6 and 7 figures so far this year, and we still have another 3 months left to go. In fact, all of our clients are already being fully briefed, prepped, and ready to make the final quarter of the year their biggest and best yet. If you've been kicking yourself for missing out on some of the biggest trading events so far this year, and you still want to make 2023 your best year yet, then go to jointhegoldandsilverclub.com now to learn how Mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. So with that, let's move over to the charts and we'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at here as we head into next week. So firstly, you remember the mantra last week on gold, buying gold on red days, buying when there's fear in the market. When others are fearful, this is where you want to be greedy, and the metals were on a mega discount last week. A huge sale was being provided. We put out another report on Friday talking you through the big opportunities from non-farm payrolls where we had gold prices. They dipped back down towards $1,810 per ounce. As I mentioned last week, we're stacking in multiple trades here on gold. At the beginning of last week, I talked you through big opportunities around the 1830, 1835 zone. Later on in the week, even we broke back down towards the 1820, 1810 zone. And now look where we are. We're back at 1,851 US dollars per ounce. So yes, all of those trades are very nicely in profit. We saw over a 200-point gap higher off the Sunday open. We've been banging the drum last week about these big opportunities that gold will not stay this low for long. So as you can imagine, with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, we've already started banking some partial profits here. In fact, so far, just on Monday, we've already banked 700 points here across metal positions, but we have plenty more to start banking as we see platinum starting to rip higher. Copper, we've already started to take more profit off the table. You've got silver, which gapped higher off the open as well. Even palladium getting a nice bid here from the 1150 zone. And of course, gold has been the star here so far, gapping up over 1% on the Sunday open. So I do hope that many of you have been able to capitalize on this. And of course, if you understand gold here and what happens during times of geopolitical conflict, gold does tend to get that safe haven bid. And you can see gold has already benefited from this massively. And again, if you've been buying with us over the last week, which many of you have by the comments that we've had over YouTube here, well done, because in times of crisis, there is always going to be opportunity. And of course, you see here, capital is now flowing into gold. And also this week, you have China back from their 1-week public holiday. So as such, we've already started to see capital inflows into some of the industrial metals here. So as I mentioned before, platinum at these zones, an absolute gift, right? So platinum down at the 850 zone, the 860 zone. This has been a massive gift here. So you've got platinum up 1.2% at the moment, even below $900 per ounce. I still like platinum, but we've been snipering in and stacking out positions over the last week. They've moved very quickly into profit here as we've moved beyond Friday's non-farm payroll. And of course, now that we have China back from their 1-week public holiday. Silver too, as we talked you through on Friday, great opportunities on silver at $21 per ounce. So we now have silver back at $21.70 per ounce. So ultimately, I am looking at this upward trajectory for silver, for gold, for platinum, for palladium. In fact, I'll put palladium on your radar. I still like palladium here down at 1,150 US dollars per ounce. We've already had platinum breakout, copper has broken out, gold has broken out, silver has broken out. Palladium is the laggard here, but I suspect not for long. So I still like palladium at these prices. And of course, just take your pick across the markets here. We've seen multiple breakouts on the metals, massive opportunities here to capitalize. And of course, now your main job is to take profit as we start this rip higher that we've already seen for the month of October. And then moving over to crude oil as well. So as you know, we were selling short oil. We banked this last week. We came out of the sell short on crude oil. In fact, this had a massive tumble to the downside. If you look at it from high to low here, it dropped 1,300 points to the downside. closed out the sell short, and you can see here that was good timing because we've then subsequently had over a 300-point gap higher here on the Sunday open for oil. And if we move over, for example, again to gold, this also had the 200-point gap higher that many of you have crushed it on as well if you've been following our reports here. Now, in actual fact, energies here, we've also seen natural gas prices rip higher as expected for the month of October. As you know, we booked 800 points here on natural gas. Natural gas prices are now trading at the highest level so far this year. So as you can see, there's been multiple back-to-back opportunities for you to capitalize on. Metals have been on an absolute sale here throughout the last week. We're banging the drum hard. Just go back and watch all of our reports from last week on Tuesday and Thursday. All of those prices we discussed, we're well above those prices now. So I hope, like ourselves and our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, I do hope that you've absolutely crushed it in the last week. And whatever your long-term goal is that you're looking to achieve through trading, whether that's to create a full-time income, a second or replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to take action if you want to maximize your money-making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast-moving markets. Then you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions and, most importantly, utilize a professional, research-driven approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success, it's not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data, and market intelligence to make confident decisions with accuracy and certainty. There's a huge gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis and gimmicky technical indicators that do not work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of the bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8-figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, research-driven approach, or you'll just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort, and you'll have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis, outdated technical indicators, they won't work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, the odds are already stacked up against you. If you want to change your results, then you have to change your thinking. If you want to learn our exclusive, research-driven approach that is never taught to retail traders and only reserved for professional traders in the banks, the hedge funds with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where the banks and hedge funds where they're buying and selling in real time, the key liquidity zones, so you can enter and exit the markets with pinpoint precision alongside the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, learning the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly real-time data-driven cycles and intermarket correlations, then you need to join our mentorship program. As we head into the final quarter of the year, we are in one of the greatest times of wealth creation the world has seen. If you want to successfully capitalize on this huge money-making opportunity and build significant life-changing wealth, there's no better time than now. If you want to upgrade your income, then you need to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next 3, 6, or even 12 months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders and take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinar. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private members academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, go to jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application, and we will get in touch with you ASAP.